Well, welcome back to the allotment and the channel, where this video is coming to you a day late because I've just had a busy week and I've been chasing it already. I'm chasing the week already, so I'm down today. Anyway, I'm Mal, known as the Veg Plot Man, and I'm down today just starting to look at how I can put together these shelves that I want to put in. I need something just to put some few things in. I'm trying to declutter that shed, so I want to not create loads of places where I can store things. So it's literally going to be a couple of shelves and then a bit of a wider shelf at the bottom for me kettle and for the cooker. So come on, I'll take you in and I'll show you what's what. So the idea is going to be that, as I said, this side is going to be where the shelves are going to go. So I want something like this, and then the shelves will go probably one there, another one there, and then a wider one, if it has to be wider, about here to hold the cooker. But for this to stay in place, just for now, what I'm going to do is just toenail a screw in there, just to hold it. So let's go for one of these. So how's your week been so far? Mine, as I say, has been hectic. I did say to you that I had a bit of a issue with work thing, and that was last week, and that, let's just see if I can get it in there. That'll just hold it. Yeah, I had an issue with the work thing. That worked out ish. We had a court hearing, so, but that's now being adjourned until probably just before Christmas. That's just what everybody needs, isn't it? Right, so yeah, you can see now that that's held up. Well, you can't really, can you? I'll just move you over there. You can see there now the depth of what the shelve's going to be. And the idea is, let me nip outside, move my tools, and let's just get a couple of these planks. Yeah, what I don't want to do is have cupboards and stuff in here, because then you fill them, don't you? And I don't want to do that. So the idea is going to be that I take a little bit off this and we put a shelf maybe so high, and then I'll have a main shelf here for the kettle, and I might put a shelf underneath. But before I do that, what I've got to do is secure this properly. So I need a piece of timber for the floor that I can screw into the floor, and maybe a piece of timber up here that I can screw up through this rafter, and then screw through this side. So these jobs are important because that weather out there is getting worse and worse. So I want to get all hunkered down, ready for the winter. Spectacles on. Right, I've put the first batten on there, as you can see, and that's just purely to hold the back of the shelf. That don't look pleasing on the eye because this roof slopes, so it does look a little bit off when you look at it, but it's not, it's level. I've got the spirit level on, and then what I've done is I've cut a shelf and just notched out these two ends. It's getting dark out there. I can't believe how quickly it's getting dark. So this now will sit like that, and then what I'll do is I'll get a couple of screws. Ooh, am I going to be able to get in there? Oh, I didn't think of that. I did not think of that. Let's have a look. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my driver in there. Let's get hold of it. Amongst other things, you've got to be a contortionist as well in this game. Oh, I've got a feeling that I'm going to struggle here. I am going to struggle because I've got to get the screw in. Let's just have a look. Give me a bit of light. Give me a bit of light. It's that end that I'm going to struggle at because because the roof slopes, you've got less play. So let's get that. Oh, don't like doing that. So that's one. The thing now is to get another and cut this to suit that, so I'll just put a little mark on that. I did not really think about the light. I'm pretty much struggling to see, but I'm going to battle on. I'm going to battle on. Well, so I've had to put two little pieces of timber across to hold the ends of the shelves, and then that goes on the top, and all I need to do now is put myself a screw in each end, and that holds that. Now what I'm thinking is I've got a natural shelf here, so I'm thinking to go straight in there, and that can be the sort of kettle shelf and the cooker shelf. So let me crack on with that. I'm seriously running out of light, but I'm going to keep going. It's starting to rain as well now. But, as I keep saying, my mum says, you only ever get wet once. Right, so I've put that support in there for that. All I need now is a couple of these. 4 of these maybe. Well, 3 actually, because one can go in there. I'll hold that, and well, to be fair, it can just be one. So yeah, I'm going to put my little knickknacks on here, not too much. This is going to be, should I say, knickknacks at the top, some stuff underneath, but then it's mainly going to be the kettle. Now what I need to do is get this length of timber cut to size, and hopefully this one will slot. It's always that little bit, it's a bit too tight. Let's turn it around that way. Now, I'm going to take a little bit off that. I'm going to take a little bit off. Take me 2 seconds. There's no point spoiling job for an ape at the tar. How many have heard that one then? An ape at the tar. Old Yorkshire saying that, I believe. But feel free to correct me in the comments. Daisy and Noah enjoyed the visit to the allotment the other day, and when their sister Hallie came back from dancing and found out that they'd appeared on the channel, she very quickly told her dad, I want to go on there. So Daisy and Honey and Lottie will be making an appearance very, very soon. Now, as long as that don't kick that side out too much, and it don't, I'm happy with that, chaff. I'm happy with that. Let's get a couple of these. 4 of these in here. I'm happy with that. And as long as I'm happy, that's all that counts, because it's my little shed. Quite nice in here. I'll get a few knickknacks on it, and that's that one. Stand the drop of York. If we're talking about sayings, there's another. It'll stamp drop of York. Have you got any local sayings from where you're from? Drop them in comments. Let's put a few on. Take that up. I'll take it back a bit. We'll talk about a few next time in the next video. Right, I'm going to turn you around and show you that, because I think I'm going to have to call it a day. I don't think I'm going to get the bottom one done. But I'll turn you around and take you in close. There we go. So I think that is going to be wide enough for the cooker. Up here, tea, coffee, sugar, biscuits, cooker, kettle, utensils. Down here is, well, I don't know, whatever will fit underneath. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Quite pleased with it. When I get it all painted up, it'll look lovely. Look at the weather out here. And there was light. Not much of it, but there is a bit. Yeah, it's raining. It's not a pleasant day. I think I'm the only fool that comes down to the allotment on days like this. Yeah. Oh, I didn't show you that half, did I? We managed to start doing a little bit of strimming on this one here. Remember my old plot? Needs a little bit of work, doesn't it? Do you remember that when it were a lovely lawn? He's going to have to get his finger out. But yeah, we managed to clear. Started clearing this one. So hopefully, when we get the, I forgot the name of it again, the metal disc with the teeth on. When we get that, we can get in here, because this is quite brambly. There's a lovely buddleia at the back there. Right, let's get in before this camera gets wet. Well folks, that's brought us to the end of another video. As I say, if you don't like do it yourself, then probably this video is not for you. But at the end of the day, these are all the tasks that you do when you're a keen allotmenteer. Once I get that sorted, then I can look at, I am going to do a little bit of panelling on that side. And somebody mentioned, now who was it? Was it Rita? Was it Rita? Yeah, Rita mentioned like a sage green. Might look nice. I think white's not the right colour for an allotment shed. So, oh, nearly forgot. 2 minutes. Right, I'm back. I received a envelope, as I said earlier on, in the video, and I've got my specs on now. And these were sent to me, very gratefully received, from Bridget from My Peaceful Plots. And she writes, I've also enclosed a few winter broad beans. They are good as green manure over the winter. Stores nitrogen should you wish to plant. So do you know what? I might as well do that in one of the beds, hadn't I? She's also said, Dear Mal, please find enclosed seeds I have saved as follows. Emia melons. Me and melons are going to war this year. Thank you very much for these, Bridget. I will definitely be getting these sown, and that small greenhouse is going to be dedicated mainly to the growing of melons. And then we've got sweet corn mini pop with smaller kernels but large cobs. Hope they grow well. Bridget, My Peaceful Plots. Bridget, thank you very, very much for those. It's very, very kind of you. And again, it just goes to show what a fantastic community on YouTube we have for gardeners, growers and allotmenteers. On that very kind note, I'd like to say have a great rest of the week. Sorry I'm late, and I'll see you over the weekend. Until then, take care and happy growing.